today I just want to tell you a few things about the videos that I just recorded. Number one, I want to tell you about the meaning and the special place in the Polish culture that is for the bird stork, and in Poland we call it bocian. So there's a few things why Polish people are so grateful to have that bird in their history, in their houses. So if you've ever been in Poland, you've probably seen their giant nest on the top of the rooftops, on the top of the poles. Usually it's not on the tall trees, it's usually on the poles or like electrical poles, like on the top of it. And trust me, when the stork choose your house to build their nest, it means something wonderful. So a lot of times Polish people put in the tall pole around their house just to invite stork to their house, because in Poland storks are considered as a symbol of happiness and a good fortune. And when stork builds its nest, I'm just going to read also a few things because even some of the facts I didn't know, so I'm sorry, I'm just having cheat notes over here. So when the stork builds its nest near your home, it's believed to protect the family living there and bring blessings. You might have heard the old saying that storks bring babies. That legend actually comes from here in Central or East Europe. Yes, that is true. We keep laughing that the storks leave the babies in like a cabbage in the field, and the adults find the babies, and this is how the babies came to the world. So the stork was connected with a new life and fertility. So when a child was born, people sometimes said it was the stork that brought the baby. And very often when the kids are asking the adult, "Mommy, Daddy, where did I come from?" And the adults say, "Yeah, the stork brought you here." So it's still until today the culture Polish people believe in that. It's kind of like a fun belief, and we do love storks over here. And when I was a kid, I remember on the fields of my grandpa there was a stork walking, trying to hunt for his family, and I didn't want to catch it just to keep it. I just wanted to pet that stork. I couldn't. It didn't trust me to even come over near me, so unfortunately, I had to give up on that. And also, storks are the sign of a season, frozen time, and they like to come in when the more like a winter passed by, so they have a warm. And they leave for their long journey to Africa. Yes, they leave Poland and they fly to Africa. And we even in Poland have a saying, so when the stork comes, spring is coming. So it means that the warm is coming. Yeah, and I don't know if you knew, but that 1 in every 4 white storks in the world, they live in Poland. So this is why we Polish people are so proud of that we have them in our culture, in our country. And many festivals and even folk songs celebrate the stork. And it's not just a bird for us, it's part of our culture identity. When next time you see the stork, just remember our Poland. This is the sign of luck, family, and the beauty of changing seasons. And this is why we love to see them when they are in our fields, in our houses. This is why even I stopped a few times on the street to just film them how they live, how they walk. So just to introduce this bird to you so you could see them. And also I read a little bit about the stork, how they know when to leave Poland. There's something about their hormones is changing, and this is why they all start getting together and they are flying out. So my husband told me that I even didn't know that they are gathering together. At some point they all gathering together. They have their own like little talk, and this is how they plan their trip back to Africa. So they are going to stay in the warm during the winter, harsh winter time. And you will say it's a long flight to Africa from Poland. Yes, they somehow go through Spain, like a France, Spain, and then to Africa. And I read that during the flight, they actually sleep. They sleep through during the flight. So it's not like they stop on the way to just sleep on the ground. They sleep in the mid-flight. So they would travel faster to the designated point in Africa. Hello friends, I also want to talk about a special city in Poland that is most beautiful and a very historic city that is called Sandomierz. Every time I come over to Poland, I love to go and see the city, and like this year I was there even twice. So it's the most beautiful place and a very, very historic place. And some people even call that city a little Rome, and it's because of its on few hills built, and this is why for some people reminds the little Rome. And that city is over 1,000 years old, and this city remembers we call that city a king city. In 1300 there was a king, Kazimierz Wielki. He was very, very often in the city, and this is where in that city was found his crown. It wasn't just the crown where he sits on the throne, and it was the crown that he was wearing during the battles. And one of the highlights of that city is that market square, where is this beautiful town hall, and over there's weddings in the town hall, and around the town hall you have many restaurants, and it's very colorful little townhouses where you have cafes, shops, and it's just peaceful place to walk around and just enjoy the beautiful weather. That's why I went even with my camera. That's why I went with my camera to show you this beautiful, beautiful place. And it's built by the river, Polish river Wisła. The river goes from down in the Polish mountains and goes through Krakow, then Sandomierz, and goes to Warsaw and goes up to the Polish Baltic Sea. And of course there's like underground tunnels. I didn't go there this year. I was there one time. There's not like too much to see. It just was showing how people were storing their food in there. I'm not sure even if it was open, because the place where I used to go through it was being remodeled. That's why I didn't explore that too much, if it's even open. And so this is the oldest piece of the gate that was for the city, and those were used to be walls protecting the city. This is the city of Sandomierz. In one of the cathedral churches, the oldest church I would say, it was built in 1100, what I remember. There is this chilling painting of the Sandomierz massacre. And what does it mean? They were those priests who were killed in 1200, I think they were killed, or a little bit later, I'm not sure exactly. And in the memory of them, of their sacrifice, that painting was made. So in Poland there is a lot of places where on the side of the street you have either the Holy Madonna or a Jesus statue, and you can stop and pray. And this is how Poland is very Catholic and very into the God. I just want to show you this side. That statue of Holy Madonna is in the tree. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this is one huge tree when the Holy Madonna is in that tree. It's amazing, and I think this is the most beautiful made statue in the Holy Madonna. The most beautiful statue of the Holy Madonna made in the tree. And people stop, give her a flower, and stop to pray for a moment. I just want to show you the historical fact. This is not just to tell you a sad story of my husband's family, but it is good to know the history and what really happened, because a lot of people think that only certain people died during the World War II in Poland. No, these 3 villages were killed because the people from those 3 villages were killed because someone said that some soldiers, German soldiers, I don't know if killed someone or beat someone. So the Polish soldiers, the partisans, came out and killed those 2 or 3 soldiers. The punishment for killing those 3 German soldiers was to kill everyone in those 3 villages surrounding, because those 3 villages were helping partisans, and German people decided to give the villagers punishment by killing them, and not only killing them at any time, but during the really harsh winter season by burning their houses and killing their loved ones. So it was 287 people killed over here in that village, and few of the people that were killed over here was the family of my husband, and their names were Bąk. So Bąk Jan, Bąk Józef, Bąk Stanisław, and next to the names of the people who were killed over here you have also their ages. I think they were like, you can see there's like someone who was a 2-year-old, 4, 5, 70 something, all ages of the different ages of people were killed, young and older. On the morning of the February 2nd of 1944, Germans came in, surrounded the village, where that village over here, Szczecin it's called, and they brought in with them Ukrainian soldiers, and the Ukrainian soldiers killed all 287 people from this village. And there were 2 more villages around who they killed the people from those villages. So I think a total from all those 3 villages, it was around 1,000 people in one day killed. My husband's grandma survived only because she fell into the hole in the ground. She heard the shooting above her head. Then she was taken into the she was taken and gathered with other people and put it somewhere close to this church. Of course, it's a renewed church. She was put over here and she was about to be executed by shooting, but someone called off the execution. This is how she and her sister and her mom survived. So from the whole family, only 3 people survived. There were some families that the entire family was killed. Like you can see over here, like from one family you have so many names of so many different ages of people, from age of 12 to the age of 42. The same is over here, the names of Kiliankas, from age of 50 through the age of 14. No, not 14, to the age of 19. So depending on, this is all, you have all the names of the people who were killed. They all live, they all are buried in this mass grave. I just wanted to show you all of that. And I want to show you that cross. That cross is made from the weapon, so it symbolizes that mass grave. Actually, I found the youngest kid was 1 year old that was killed in that mass killing of German soldiers with Ukrainian soldiers that came in one day. They killed 287 people.
Policja wcześniej stała. Stawiała się.
So this is the city hall of the city of Sandomierz, and this is moving around the city hall, the main place. And you can go around it. It used to be over here behind this. They're remodeling something. You could go underground and see the stuff that used to be in the underground. So a few years ago in the city, they found the crown of one of the kings. A crown, let me say it, is on the beautiful background. So they found the crown of the king. That king used to be in 13, I think 50, and he'd lost one of his crowns. It was like a battle crown, and that crown was found somewhere in that city here, and you can see that in one of the museums over here if you want to go and watch it. So and if you want to go and see it, it's a city has such a deep history. I'm going to later on sit down and I'll tell you a little bit about that city. And yeah, I finished the sandwich. If you have a question, that is one of the best sandwich you could ever have. So I highly recommend, if you ever come over to city of Sandomierz, highly recommend sitting over there, and I highly recommend having that sandwich because it's so good. Crunchy bread, and my toppings were Polish sausage, mushrooms, and a bunch of cheese, of course, and I took ketchup and the garlic sauce. So delicious sandwich, and amazing place to have the view on that beautiful city hall and just explore the city. It is a beautiful weather today. Oh my It's nice, not too hot, it's just perfect. You can go around, you can stop in here. And besides of the deep history, Sandomierz is built in this beautiful place surrounded by the Vistula river, Wisła we call it, and it's just the stunning beauty of the nature surrounding that city. And of course, like Sandomierz is not as famous as Krakow or Warsaw, but at my point, I think people should come over here and explore that city because there is something in the city that kind of like a magical feeling and place that you won't find at any other place. I grew up also in Warsaw because I have a family in Warsaw and we were there a few times during the year. Few years ago, like 5 years ago, I was in Krakow because I told my husband I was in Krakow only when I was a kid, and that doesn't count at all. But when we went back 5 years ago to Krakow, it's also an amazing place to go to see. It has that kind of like deep magical feeling, but in my heart it's not the same as Sandomierz. I didn't go this year to Krakow, unfortunately, because I didn't have too much time. I only had 2 weeks time to explore Poland. In between, I had to be on that wedding, so this is why we came to Poland this year. Alright, so apparently someone just told me that you're supposed to grab your right ear and go through this ear of a needle, and you need to go through that, and then you're going to have the good luck. So I'm going to take you with me, so all of us is going to have a good luck. Let's do it. So let's hold the right ear. All right. So some of the walls are still remembering the old city, and like you can see, they just put this in here. So it's an amazing place to explore, to find new things. So this is the stone. That is the stone. That it's silicone stone. That this is the only stone that is here and has all these marks. And it's only in this part of the Poland, that stone, that you can find. And over there is the person that makes the jewelry, and oh my god, I will tell you one thing, this place has such a good choice of necklaces, earrings and rings. I have actually earrings and a ring from this place. Highly recommend going to this place. The owner and the person that makes all these jewelry, it's and he has this place for many years. On the stone, it's like a bigger piece. I will be back to this place maybe on Saturday in 2 days, and I will hope that I can go in and give you shots inside that place, so you can buy necklaces, all different kinds of necklaces with that stone.